Click the links to support the channel, and by that I mean my cannabis habit. I actually don't drink or use drugs, but if you want to send me some, I could be persuaded to try it. Weed is legal in California, so just saying. Or if you want to be a dick and keep all the drugs for yourself, then the least you could do is send me art for the channel. This is Wonder Twins 11, and I don't know how I'm going to get through this without swearing or saying other things that would get my channel nuked. In brief, it is abso-freaking-lutely cringe, like American Chavez meets Squirrel Girl bad. But there is a lot of hot words in it that our masters at YouTube don't like. I kind of doubt that many other channels are going to touch this because it is so over-the-top istophobic. If you flip through this without reading the text, you're going to see a lot of good-looking black people with computers. They look competent and confident. And you will see obese, slovenly white dudes in their 50s wearing tank tops and sweatpants that were popular in the 1980s. But they're wearing what is colloquially known as wife beaters, or these tank top undershirts. So who wears these tank top undershirts? Oh, fat, dumb white people live in the South. And also black guys and Mexican guys wear them. But for some reason, they're only showing the white people because, you know why they're doing it. So there's this supercomputer, and it's trying to turn the world back to the 1980s. And the dumb, fat, sloppy white guys are happy with the computer version of basically Trump, because the white guys are stupid, while Africans are super smart and techie. That's why Africa has such an advanced space program, and there go 3 subs. This comic is as subtle as getting eaten by a T-Rex. These fat white guys are saying how much better the 80s were, and the African Americans are portrayed as super smart and glad to be living in current year. But if you look at the black family in the 80s, it was much stronger. Less single moms, more fathers in the home. South of the border immigration hadn't destroyed the black family yet. They did it because the third worlders invaded with the low-skilled labor, and that would take their money for. They would take less money for work because they'd put a dozen people in the house and sleep on cots, and so they drove the wages down. Say in the 80s, you had, without third world immigration, construction jobs paying $50 an hour, but the third worlders cut that wage in half. You used to be able to have an American father out working while mom was home with the kids. When you have that solid family life, the kids turn out well, and you have a strong nation. But the immigrants drove the wages down. Both parents needed to work, so the European Americans, who wanted a certain standard of living, stopped having kids, or at least had fewer kids. While the third world family come from their third world countries, their standards are a little bit lower, so they had lots of kids, and the Euro-Americans got replaced. This image in the background is pretty much this image, and this one more image coming up will sum up this cancerous comic perfectly. The white guys wearing clownish pants and tank tops. Okay, all right. Feminism and birth control mixed with Marxist media and college professors accelerated this replacement of the Europeans for the Latinos. Keep in mind, it's easier for the elites to control a third world population that is diverse. They fear nationalism and a unified nation. Think of their propaganda phrase: diversity is our strength, except that we know it's not our strength, it's weakness. The joke is that when you substitute the Euros for the Mexicans, you're going to have all the vibrant diversity, culture, and crime rates of Mexico. I believe that Mexico City leads the world in kidnapping and extinguishment of life. I'm going to have to skip the rest of that. But no borders, man. Apparently facts are hate speech now. So basically, this comic is laughing at the destruction of a nation. They're portraying Trump's only supporters as 50-year-old fat, dumb men of the light who wish they would get rid of gay marriage and return to the 80s. Like, 50-year-old white guys give a shit about gay marriage? There are more Africans and Mexicans who are against gay marriage, but the racists who wrote this propaganda left them out for some reason. In the 80s, more Africans and Mexican families had dads. In current year, those dads are gone. So how exactly is life better for them now? You have single moms raising future single moms, but the Marxists call it progress, or they blame the patriarchy. But it's their open borders, welfare, feminism that caused all this. Good going, you commie douchebags. Wonder Twins 11 is very careful to show only one tiny segment of the population. Who knew the nation was better in the 80s? Because it was. Because the queef sniffer who wrote this hates you, America, and people of European descent in general, because he is a rat bastard commie. Oh, this scene. The day I married you was the happiest day of my life. Nobody gives a rat's ass about gay marriage anymore. What? Mr. Blonde-haired Trump says. Married 2 men? That can't nobody effing cares about gay marriage. If you asked a bunch of, you got 3 groups of people roughly in America. White, non-Hispanic, Hispanic, non-white, African. Which one of those 3 groups cares the least about gay marriage? White, non-Hispanic. Who cares a little bit more? Hispanic. And who disagrees with gay marriage the most? Africans. Them's just the facts. A lot of African Americans are surprisingly conservative on a certain like moral, ethical issues because they're usually more religious than other groups. Hispanics and Africans are more religious than the white non-Hispanic groups. So this is what is known as just a straw man written by a rat bastard commie. A comic like this is a self-own if it is subject to any scrutiny whatsoever. There's a large percentage of the population who is saying that America was better 40 years ago. Surely this must make some readers ask the obvious question, was it? How was it different 40 years ago? For one thing, only speaking English wouldn't stop you from getting a job. There are places in America now where no English is spoken. Doesn't that seem odd to you? In the 80s, there were black neighborhoods with a father in the home. They had family businesses, they went to church, they had a community. Now those neighborhoods are Spanish. The businesses are Spanish, the churches are Spanish. Where's the black father? He's gone. He's been replaced by the taxpayers' welfare. But the racists who write this propaganda are only showing this tiny slice of the population. The 50-year-old white dude who in a tank top and clown pants. Because if Russell showed any other group, he would probably be fired. Keep in mind that these 50-year-old guys are the doctors, lawyers, engineers, contractors, and businessmen who made America such an awesome place that third worlders will leave their country and come to this great place that these white dudes built. The third worlders are literally saying, hey, we can't run our own country. We want to live in a world that you Englishmen built. Then after a few generations, the children of these third worlders say that they're taking over and they want to turn America into the third world hellhole their parents came from. Whoa, Bianca, you're just trying to get kicked off YouTube. Guys, it's only a matter of time. The only thing keeping me safe is my small channel size. Once you get to 1,000 or 2,000 subs, then you start getting noticed by SJWs, but under that, you're safe. And before you call me istophobic, my family came from hellhole countries, but you don't see me trying to turn America into the same garbage dump that we came from. That seems like the definition of low IQ. A comic like this, its only goal is outrage eyeballs. I am sure its sales suck, so it's an attempt to catch some attention. They try a little shock prawn and double down on the racism and sexism. It just means that the writer is a low-quality writer who can't come up with a good story. It kind of reminds me of, a lot of times you'll see, oh God, I'm going to say it, a lot of female comedians like Sarah Silverman and Amy Schumer. Well, Amy Schumer, I guess, steals jokes, so she's a different category. But Sarah Silverman, like a lot of her humor is just sex humor, outrage humor. And actually, if you listen to her delivery, it's not very good. Her whole approach to comedy is, at least when she was doing stand-up, was she was good-looking and she would say sexy things. And so people were kind of just giving her applause for that. But if you actually listen to the jokes, they weren't very good. Her delivery was messed up. There were a lot of things wrong with it, but you just couldn't criticize her because she's a woman. And that's a lot of female comedians are like that. It's just because women just aren't that as funny as, typically they're not as funny as men. I mean, there are some exceptions, but I mean, if you're a funny chick, you know it, and you also know that you're kind of rare. I mean, funny chicks will admit that. I actually knew a bunch of funny chicks. So when writers are doing this kind of stuff, this Russell guy, he's the same guy who wrote the Gay Jesus comic. I forget the name of it. It's odd that they never go after Jews or Muslims. Really makes you think. Really activates the almonds. It's like I can watch the subs drop. I'm no Mike Miller. I actually do not want to lose subs. On Tug's live stream the other night, some guy, Jabba the Cuck, sent a super chat that congratulated EVS on 131k subs. YellFlash said, "See, Jabba doesn't hate you." Then they had to explain that they were congratulating EVS going from 132 to 131k. It was brutally funny. I'm surprised the Comic Book Hut didn't clip out that audio. Anyway. Competent, capable, smart black people doing techie things, and dumb, fat, slovenly white guys who smell in tank tops and clownish pants. So my point is, they're only doing this because the writer is not a good writer. I mean, if you have to do stuff that makes fun of Christians, it means you're a pussy who won't touch the Muslims or the Jews. And also means you're not funny because you can't think of anything other than the lowest hanging fruit softballs. It's dumb. All right, so the stinky guy goes down there and lectures these, these contractors, doctors, lawyers, the guys who built America, these 15-year-old men who made America such an amazing, amazing place. And he has a hubris, the writer, who's, this is the self-insert of the writer, this smelly guy whose power is, he's a stinking liberal. In a perfect world, we would all update ourselves regularly, i.e., get in line with the liberal agenda or you're guilty of wrong think. We tell ourselves that we're the adults and that we're the ones who understand how the world really works. Yes, they are the adults because they built this amazing world that people literally flee their homelands to come into this world that these Englishmen built. And so we try to stop the world from changing and then throw a tantrum when it changes without us. But as we know, this is not a perfect world. Okay, so he's saying this whole comic is kind of awkward because it touches about the topic of the replacement of one group of people, the Englishmen or Western Europeans, for another group of people, the south of the border immigrants. But the thing is, the English immigrants or the Western Europeans came from successful first world countries, and south of the border immigrants are coming from third world countries. So these guys actually have success in their, I guess, DNA, so to speak, where the third world countries don't. So you're saying you're taking these people who don't know how to country. Oh God, I'm just getting in trouble. I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm gonna stop here before I have to clip the end of this video out. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, guys. You can send me hate mail at BiancaZombie602 at gmail.com, or support the channel, get a t-shirt, buy me a coffee, that kind of stuff. And I hope to see you guys next time, if I didn't lose too many subs on this video.